You know, GoPros are pretty amazing action cameras. They're small, they're compact, you can take them almost anywhere, and they film some incredible footage. But GoPros are also definitely not perfect. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things I wish that I knew before I bought my very first GoPro Hero. Hey there, welcome to the channel. My name is Adventure Tim, and here on this channel, we do reviews on things like GoPros and action cameras, mounts, accessories. If that's your bag, hey, you might want to consider subscribing. That'd be really choice. All right, now I've got a confession to make. I'm a bit of a GoPro junkie. I currently have 4 of them. I have the Hero Session, I have the GoPro Hero 9, I have the Hero 11, and I have last year's GoPro Hero 12. And I also have a DJI Osmo Action as well, but you know, we won't mention that here. And as fantastic as GoPros are and have been to me, there are some things I find a little bit annoying and a little bit frustrating. So let's start off right now with number 1. So the first thing I wish I knew about GoPros was that they tend to overheat or get rather hot when you are using them. And I guess that kind of makes sense really. You've got a very small little compact camera here because you want to have it small for when you're out and about doing action-oriented kind of things. And if you're filming at a high frame rate with high resolutions like 4K and 5.3K, well, your GoPro is going to need to draw on more power to perform at those sort of levels. And as a result, it's going to create a greater amount of heat. GoPros, because they're so small, they don't actually have like a lot of space where you can get some airflow into the camera as well. And that's a big reason why they do tend to overheat when you are using them. Although that is a major bummer and can be extremely frustrating when you're out and about and suddenly you get that message on the back of your camera saying, "Oh no, GoPro overheating, now shutting off." There are ways that you can combat it and keep your GoPro cool. And I've made a short video about that you might want to check out. I'll put the link at the top of the screen. Okay, so the second thing that I wish that I knew before I bought a GoPro Hero was that I would go through a lot of batteries and that the batteries that I did have with my GoPro would not last very long. This especially applied back in 2020 when I got my GoPro Hero 9 and I was issued one of these things. This is the blue-capped GoPro standard battery that they used for many years. It has a capacity of 1,720 milliampere hours. Milliampere hours, abbreviated to mAh, is actually a measure of the charge capacity of the battery. And it sort of indicates to you over how much battery life you'll get by using this particular product. For example, if you have a smartphone like an Apple or a Samsung smartphone, the capacity of their batteries will be a lot higher than 1720 milliamps. But that's what we got issued here with the GoPro Hero 9. Now, this battery would not last very long and it'd be super frustrating. You'd be out filming somewhere, something amazing, something wonderful, and all of a sudden you get this message on the back of your camera saying, "Oh, camera about to shut down, battery expired." Super frustrating, and then you'd have to go out and purchase more batteries just in case, and then a battery charger as well. Thankfully, GoPro listened to its people or listened to its customers, and in 2021, they brought out this rather fetching looking battery called the GoPro Enduro. Now, the GoPro Enduro, interestingly enough, has the same battery capacity as the horrible blue ones, 1,700 mega ampere hours. But due to the chemistry of the battery, this battery actually lasts a lot longer than the old blue ones and this is especially noticeable in cold weather climates. Say you're filming in the snow or in the ice. Even in like regular climates, it also lasts a lot longer. And another added bonus is it doesn't take as long to get to a full charge as the old battery. If you want to learn how to get the most out of your GoPro battery, I have made an awesome little battery saver video that you might want to check out. It's got a whole bunch of tips and tricks, 15 of them actually, which help you get the most out of using your batteries, including your Enduro. And most of them are super simple to do. Click on the link at the top of the screen right now and it'll take you to that video. Hey there, I hope you're enjoying this video today. And if you are and you are getting some good value out of it, if you could do me a massive favor and please hit the subscribe and the like buttons. Just doing these two little small itty bitty things will help the growth of my channel, and it will help me keep making videos like this one here for you that hopefully you're finding helpful. Okay, thanks for listening. Now let's get back to the video. Another thing that would have been handy to know before I bought my first GoPro is that it doesn't have much of a zoom on it. In fact, the most recent models, the Hero 9, 10, 11, and 12, the highest zoom you can go up to is 1.4 times, which really is not particularly great. Not if you want to film something far off in the distance, like a mountaintop, or maybe capture a sunset. Like 1.4 times doesn't really seem that good. There is one exception though. You can get up to 2 times zoom if you put your camera into 1080p mode. So you actually lose on the resolution, but you can increase the zoom. So that's a small kind of payoff there. I guess that kind of makes sense in some ways though. Action cameras like the GoPro Hero are made to capture as much footage as possible, and they aren't really made to zoom in on things. They're more about capturing as much detail in the shot while you do some high energy, action-packed event. So if you're looking for a great zoom on a camera, you know, the GoPro is probably not where you're gonna find it. GoPros filming at night. Yeah, I really wish I knew that GoPros are not so great when it comes to filming in the low light situations. This camera is ideally made for activities that you perform during the daytime, but as it's kind of grown in popularity and also grown in its usefulness, people aren't just using it for skiing or hiking or those sort of events. And sometimes you might want to film like, you know, a night lapse or maybe a time lapse on sunset. And sometimes you'll kind of find out that the GoPro comes up short. In some ways, it's not really that surprising. The GoPro has a rather small sensor. In fact, the GoPro Hero 11 and the Hero 12 have a 1/1.9 inch sensor, and the previous models had ones that were 1/2.3 inch sensors, which is kind of tiny. So when you have this very, very small little sensor, you're expecting it to capture incredible footage when the light's low, well, you're gonna come up disappointed. Because really, if you want to capture great footage at night or in a low light situation, you want to have as big a sensor as possible, and the GoPro is always going to come up short in that area. Hopefully in the future, we will get a bigger sensor on a GoPro, which will be a massive game changer in that department. If you do want to use your GoPro to film at nighttime or on sunset or even sunrise, I have made a short video that has some great and handy little tips that you might want to check out. I'll put the link at the top of the screen now, and also I'll include it in the description down below. All right, so another thing I wish I knew before I bought my GoPro is that I would be spending a lot of money on GoPro accessories. When you buy the GoPro Standard Edition, you normally just get the camera and maybe a sticky mount and maybe a buckle clamp, just a couple of little items to get you going. But really, it's not enough to go out there and capture some great footage with your GoPro. You're gonna need some accessories and you're gonna need some mounts. GoPro has over 100 different mounts on their website, and some of them are amazing and some of them are cheap and some of them are a bit more expensive. But to really get the most out of using your camera, you're gonna need to buy a few accessories. I've got two of my favorites here right now. This one here is the GoPro Flex Clamp, and then this one over here is the GoPro Gumby mount, the pocket knife of GoPro mounts. I'm also filming right now using the GoPro Media Mod, and that's attached to a GoPro Volta. As you can see, this has been a bit of an addiction for me the last couple of years, but really if you want to get some great stuff when you're out using your action camera, you're gonna have to spend a little bit of money on those sort of things. A good thing is though, if you find the GoPro stuff too expensive, there are some great third-party stockists out there like Taliesin and your Lanzi, to name just a couple, who make some amazing stuff as well. If you want to learn more about these mounts and some other great GoPro accessories, what you need to do right now is click on this video over here next. As usual, thank you for your company today. I do appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video. So I wish I kind of knew that before I bought a GoPro and spent all this money on these crazy accessories. My wife's always going, "Oh, why are you buying that one now? Do you really need it?"